I lost my wallet today. I drove back to York from work. Isn't that weird that work and York don't rhyme? Do they rhyme? York, work, York, work. I don't know. Either way, so I drove back from work to York, and had to get my car inspected tonight. So that's why I drove back. Wait, you get your car inspected at night? No, so alright, I misspoke. I dropped the car off tonight so I could get it inspected tomorrow morning. And I don't feel like waking up early tomorrow morning to drive it over because I don't have class anyway, so I just want to sleep in. So I dropped it off tonight. Um, I brought like I brought stuff home, clothes, computer to record White Coffee, and everything. I just gotten off work. So my mom had also just gotten off work, so she drove over here to pick me up so I could leave the car there and get home. Obviously, I need a way to get home. So I whatever, take the envelope out of it from the dealership place to drop this thing off, put my keys in it and throw it in the door slot. I drive home, and my mom drives home, we get home, and I've just been waiting like all for the last 2 days to get home so I can try out this new guitar. If you don't remember, or you didn't make it to the last episode, or if this is your first time listening to White Coffee, last episode I talked about how I treated myself to a new Fender Stratocaster, limited edition player series, and just the starter series, nice surf green color and like cream, whatever. I just bought myself one of those, and I've been just waiting all day to use it because I had to go to school, I had to go to work. I'm not I have it in York. I had it sent to York, so I haven't played it. So I finally dropped this car off, get home. I'm like, all right, cool. I can play guitar. It's only like 11 o'clock. I'm just gonna jam for the next whatever hour and a half. So I go to take everything out of my pockets because I just have so much crap in my pockets. I have everything from work. I have everything from like pens and stuff, just from in the car too, because I wanted to clean the car out before I turned it in. So I had I had a bunch of coins and receipts and stuff in my pockets. So I emptied out my pockets. Does anyone else get like this? I just get sick of having anything in my pockets. As soon as I get back from class, I throw my keys on my bed. I take my wallet out of my pocket. I take my phone out of my pocket. I just don't want anything in there because I just feel it's just a hindrance, and I don't need it. I mean, if I need my keys, I'll take them. I pick them up off my bed when I need them, but I don't need them in my pocket at all times. Anyway, so I was taking everything out of my pockets, and I realized my wallet was not on the table with all my stuff, where I'm taking everything out of my pockets one at a time. And I'm just thinking, son of a gun. I know for a fact that my wallet is in the car. Or I know I have a 95% assumption that my wallet is in the car. I guess this was probably the best example of me ever retracing my steps ever, because when I had gotten into my house, didn't go into the family room or the living room or the dining room or anything. I was just in the kitchen. I just came home, set my stuff on the table, and made a quick dinner. I had some spinach and cheese ravioli. Anyway, I knew if it was anywhere in my house, it was in the kitchen. So I searched the kitchen high and low, and it wasn't there. And then my mom was like, well, look in your bags, look in your computer bags, and whatever. She was rooting around in there, and I knew they weren't in there because I would have remembered like opening. I would not. There was no reason for me to have thrown the wallet in that bag and not just had it in my pocket. And part of me was like, thank God I didn't try to sneak anything home in my duffel bag, because my mom is just going to town in there, just digging around every nook and cranny, like there's any corners or secret compartments in this nylon duffel bag I bought. Anyway, so it wasn't in the duffel bags either, and I was like, well, maybe it's in the van that my mom's car that she drove us home in. It wasn't in there, it wasn't under the seats or whatever. So I knew I remembered another example of me retracing my steps for the first time actually being successful. I remembered that I had the wallet in the cup holder in my car, at the front of my car. But so that's the last place I remember seeing it for sure. But I knew it wasn't in the cup holder because I know for a fact I closed the cup holder cover over top of the empty cup holders just so whatever guys at this dealership didn't steal my coins. Not that I expect them to steal anything. I mean, I wouldn't mind leaving a wallet in there all weekend, but just to be safe, I covered up those cup holders that were open, and I knew that if my wallet had been in that cup holder, that I wouldn't have been able to close that slot. So my wallet was absolutely not in the last place I remember seeing it. I knew that, but it also wasn't in any of the places where it could have been since then. So I knew it had to be in the car that I dropped off at the dealership, which was 15 minutes away from my house after I had just been there and driven all the way home. Not to mention, I left the keys at the dealership. So if I put them in an envelope and threw them in the slot in the door. So even if I go get there, I can't get into the car. And my mom was yelling at me like, "You left your wallet in a car with a bunch of strangers that are going to have access to it?" And I was just like, I mean, I get the sentiment. I get what you're saying here. But I've been to this dealership plenty of times. They know me. They know my dad. They know the whole family here. It's pretty straight-laced people, you know what I mean? It's not like we're getting suckered here. So I figured even if I left my wallet in the car, that I'd be just fine the next morning. You know, they would go, "Hey, by the way, we found your wallet in the car if you were looking for it. If you have, I mean, I wouldn't want to lose my wallet either, buddy." So anyway, we found your wallet, and we even threw a couple extra bucks in it for you, just because we figured you were having a bad day. So I wasn't concerned really at all, because part of me like just knew, most of me, I guess 95, like I said, 95% of me was certain that this wallet was in the car. And I wasn't even going about it like, I know it's in the car, it's gotta be. I was just like, oh yeah, it's in the car. It sucks that the car's far away, but I know that's where it is. But I didn't have the keys for it. So I knew the worst thing about this, I felt the worst about, is that I knew my dad has the spare keys. I know my dad has the spare keys. So now I got to go wake up my dad so he can give me the spare key. Well, not really that. I guess I just called him. I had to call my dad to let him know, "Hey, I'm going to open up your apartment door to get the spare key. It's midnight. You're sleeping. Don't come out and shoot me in the face. I am not an intruder. I am your son." But first I was like, well, let me at least make sure the wallet's even in the car. So I drive all the way over there. I take a peek in the window, and I can see the wallet like sitting, balancing like half on and off the driver's seat door, driver's seat. But I was relieved, not only because I found my wallet, I knew it was there anyway, so that wasn't why I was relieved. It was because the way it was sitting, I could tell that no way I set it down like that. It's sitting halfway off the seat. So I knew it must have fallen out of my pocket, which was affirming in that I was like, all right, well, thankfully it wasn't my own stupidity that got me in this situation. It was just the lack of tight pockets in my pants. I was wearing sweatpants at work, so they just slipped out of there, I guess. But I was like, thankfully, it wasn't just something stupid where I took the wallet out of my cup holder and then just set it on the passenger seat and then just left without it. Especially because of all the crap that I had in my pockets. Like I said, when I got back to my house, I had old gas receipts, like a McDonald's cup that I had in there, and I was just going to be upset. Like, how come I was smart enough to know to take these out, and I was not half as intelligent to remember to get my wallet off of the seat before I give this car to a bunch of thieving strangers, as my mom would consider them. I don't know. So, yeah, I called my dad and was just like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Don't kill me. If you hear me in the apartment, I gotta go get the spare key." And then for a second, he was like, "Wait, spare key? Do I even have a spare key?" I just was like, "I hope to God you do, because I need it in the car. I don't think these people are going to steal my wallet, but I certainly don't want it sitting. I mean, I'd be much more comfortable if it was hidden away under the passenger seat. It's just sitting right on the driver's seat. That's not cool. It's not safe." But anyway, so I drove over, slowly crept in the apartment, didn't want to wake up the dog, and he had the key sitting on the table for me. How sweet. So I left as mysterious as I entered, and I went back and got my wallet. So that was it. I was driving over there thinking this would be a good episode. If I couldn't find my wallet, I'd have to retrace my steps. I was picturing like the end of The Hangover when they repicture all their steps, and then Stu goes, "Doug's on the roof! Doug's on the roof!" Or does he even say that? I don't know. Something like that. Where I put all the pieces together live in the episode, and I go, oh my God. Oh my gosh, I left my wallet in the trunk underneath my golf clubs. I remember now. See, that would be fun. And then I would carry you all the way in the car and then drive the whole way there talking and then going, yep, here it is. Now that would be a fun episode. So part of me was kind of like, oh, that was a little lackluster. The whole time I wasn't even excited about it. I just knew, yeah, it's in the car, whatever. But I guess that's life, baby. It's not always fair. Even when I get a wallet out of the car, exactly how the happy ever after tale, Uh, even that wasn't good enough for the White Coffee podcast. But how often do you guys lose your wallet? I think the last time I lost my wallet was freshman year. And I didn't even use my wallet at that point, so it was just kind of weird because I didn't really ever take my wallet anywhere other than until once I got my license. So that was like the end of sophomore year. And but before that, I guess I just had like Christmas money in it. And that was I was thinking that today at work. Before I started working at Giant, what the heck? Where did I get money from? Like I was thinking about going Black Friday shopping sophomore year of high school. No, it was junior year of high school, but it was before I started working at Giant. Junior year of high school Thanksgiving and Black Friday with my cousin. We drove up to Erie. And I just remember buying stuff. I mean, it was nothing special. I just was thinking about it today. And then I realized, like, where did I get any of that money from? I didn't have a job. What was it, Thanksgiving money? No one gives Thanksgiving cards. My birthday's in May. No way I still had money for my birthday. It was just weird. Anyway, get a job, kids. It's very fun. You get to buy guitars. So, I'm sorry, that was a big tangent there. But at this time, I didn't have really anything special in my wallet. So I wasn't concerned about losing anything in it, but I was upset about losing the wallet. This is a wallet I've had since I think I was like maybe 5 years old. My dad gave it to me. It's just a regular, no special brand. It's not a Calvin Klein or a Michael Kors wallet, purse, anything. It's just all it says is Milled Buffalo. There's no company on it. It's just a black leather wallet, bifold wallet, because if you have a trifold wallet, you are a baby. I'm sorry to tell you, trifold wallet, it better not have Velcro on it, but even if it does, trifold wallets, even if it has a button, like the fact that you have to have a device to seal it shut should prove to you that it's not as convenient as a regular bifold wallet. It's trying to open itself up. How is that not proof to you that it's inefficient? Anyway, I have a bifold wallet with a flap in the middle of it to hold cards in and stuff. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 17 spots for cards in this wallet, plus money. So it's a wallet I don't want to lose because I've never been able to find one exactly like it or even better than it. So I don't want to lose it because I don't want to have to get it replaced, I guess. Anyway, I'm sorry. I lost my wallet freshman year and I was looking all over for it, I even had a dream once where I remember it specifically. I had a dream where I found the wallet in a pair of sweatpants I had. So I woke up the next morning and I was like, "Oh my gosh. If there's any way that I find this wallet in these sweatpants, I'm going to crap a brick." So I woke up, checked my dresser drawer. Oh, got the same sweatpants out as in my dream. Checked the pockets, and what do you know? No, of course there was nothing in it. Because I'm not psychotic. I'm not a psychic. I'm not the lady from that song Jacob's Dream. Does anyone know that song, Jacob's Dream? It's about these two kids that like their dad went hunt. I'm pretty sure this is what it was. I haven't listened to the song since I was like 8. So if this isn't the song, then someone should turn this into a song because I just made it up. It's about these kids that their dad goes hunting in the woods and they want to go find him or something like that. They want to be like their dad. So these two little boys go out into the woods in the cold and they, I think they might freeze to death. I think they might die. They might have died. I don't know if it's a true story or not. I think it is. That would make it a much more exciting. Sad. It would make it much more sad, but they have a search party looking for these boys, and this guy named Jacob has a dream about these boys being lost in the woods in the cold, and then everyone wakes up the next morning, and Jacob's like, "I had a dream that these boys are in the cold," and then they go find him, or they go to where Jacob's dream was about, and they find these boys dead in the woods, which is terrible. But I think God only saves dreams like that were like positioning. What's the word? What's the word when God comes down and I'm not thinking of divine intervention, but maybe I guess I am. I guess God comes down and he's like, "Hey, I need you to find these boys, so I'm going to put this dream in your head," or whatever that is. If that's God, or maybe it's just nature or whatever. But either way, some other being puts that dream in your head. And I think it's only saved for like murder or the disappearance of young kids in the woods. So I don't think God or nature, whoever, is like, "Harrison lost his wallet. Here, quick, I'll give him a dream." Which I only usually say for once every 300 years when something absolutely terrible happens. Anyway, so then soon after that, my brother, this is around Christmas now, my brother lost his wallet. So the family's a lot nicer to my brother. So they were helping him look for his wallet. I was helping him look. At this time, we shared a room. So I was, checking the dressers, checking the closet. I looked under our bed because we had a bunk bed. We had a set of bunk beds. We didn't just share one bed. I looked under the bed and I saw a wallet and I pulled it out and I was like, "Oh, good, I found Luke's wallet." And then I realized this ain't Luke's wallet. This is my wallet. I was losing my wallet looking for Luke's, and what do you know? It's always in the last place you look, ain't it? I think that's the last time I lost my wallet, though, other than the times where I'd like fall asleep with it in my pocket and wake up and it's like in underneath my covers, but that's about it. I'm sorry if my voice sounds disgusting. It's 1:30 in the morning. No, it's 2:10 in the morning. I'm half asleep right now, and this is, you might be thinking, "Harrison, why are you taking so long to record this episode? Why are you waiting so long?" Well, I started recording it at 12:45, but I got 10 minutes into the episode and I realized it sounds stupid. I'm repeating myself. I hope I didn't repeat myself too much telling that wallet story, going over the same points over and over, because that's the same reason I deleted the first episode, because that's all it was sounded like, was just me repeating the same crap over and over. Sorry if you could just hear me swallow. I know that might have been a gross swallow. Anyway, and then I recorded it again, and I got 9.5 minutes in, and my computer went to sleep. Like, not that it died, but it just was like, "All right, you haven't touched me in a while, so I'm going to bed now." And I was like, "All right, no problem. I'll record in the background." And then I turned my computer back on when I was like halfway done with the episode, and I realized that it stopped recording after it went to sleep. So then it just ruined the whole flow, and I tried to fix it, and then I just realized it was stupid. So now I started a whole new episode again. I worked at the kinks already. I tried to see what worked and what didn't. I don't have notes with me again. I have flashcards at my apartment at school that I usually write the white coffee notes on. But today I'm not at school. The last couple of days I haven't been at school, so I don't have the notes for the podcast. I'm just going off the dome. Either way, that's a little too much inside baseball there. But that was my story, losing my wallet. And I don't remember if I'm repeating myself or not, but I think, like I might have said, if I didn't say, here I go. If I did say it, I'm sorry. But just, yeah, part of me was like, I hope my wallet isn't in the car, because it would make for a good episode of White Coffee. And I'd be able to record while I'm on my way over there. Did I say this? I hope I did. If I didn't, I know this is repeating, but I can't help but repeat this point because I can't be sure if I actually already said it. It'd be fun to have driven over there while recording and like, yeah, I definitely already said this. And then I made the thing about the hangover. All right, sorry. I'm only repeating myself because like I said, I recorded this 3 times, so I can't tell if I said it in this episode or if I said it in the episode I deleted. But I definitely said it in this episode. If I didn't, you may be very confused. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah. That was about it with my wallet story. I don't know why I said it like that. Story. But I came back. I was just playing guitar. If you missed last episode, like I said, I bought a Fender Stratocaster. It sounds beautiful. It is very good looking. It's green and cream and maple neck. It's got a nice sound to it. I love it. I love it so much. I'm very glad I bought it. It sounds so much better than the guitar I've had since I was like 6. I asked for one for Christmas one year. My dad was, or Santa, whatever. My dad was like, "What do you want for Christmas? Make a list." So I put on my list electric guitar, and I actually got one. I got like a nice real electric guitar, and it sat in my basement for probably 10 years before I heard the Black Keys, and I go, I would like to play guitar because this guy, Dan Auerbach, makes guitar sound awesome. So I learned the song Next Girl on guitar. And then that was the start of something new. I tuned it. I got a new, what's it called, bone nut for it. I got a new nut for the end of it because that had broken off, blah, blah, blah. I've been playing guitar for like 5 years now. And now it's like I'm ready for a new one. I can't just, what am I going to buy one and be like, oh, I need the starter one because I'm not so good. But it's like, no, I have the starter one. I might not be incredible, but I definitely, if I'm going to buy one, I deserve an upgrade. I'm going to have this forever. So, yeah, I bought it. I don't know what the heck UPS was thinking, but it told me, hey, it'll be here Wednesday, or it'll be here Tuesday, anytime from 12 to 4. And I was like, all right. And I woke up at 8 o'clock for class, whatever. I was on my phone looking for the tracking information, and I saw that the UPS truck, it was like 11 o'clock, and the UPS truck was already in my neighborhood. I was like, this is going to be a good day. I don't have any more classes, and I'm just going to be able to play guitar all day. And then it left my development and went like 15 miles away to another part of York. And then at like 3 o'clock, it came back to my neighborhood, and I saw it from across the street. I could follow step by step like where this truck was going. I could see the UPS truck from my window, and it passed my house, and it passed my house again, and it passed my house 3 or 4 times. It was in my neighborhood just delivering other packages, which I guess is nice. But are they as important as this one? I need this. I'm about to go to work soon. And yeah, I have to leave from York to get to work at 4 o'clock because I work at 5, and it takes me a while to get there. So I was like, are you kidding? It's like 3:30 right now. I'm going to have half an hour to play with this thing. And then it didn't get here until like 3:50. So I really haven't done much with it. So today was the day where I was like, I'm going to go home and hang out and play guitar. And even that couldn't happen because I had to go find my wallet. So I played guitar for like an hour. Well, I guess that's a decent amount of time, but not as much as I wanted. The first day I open it, I'm only using it for an hour. Come on. Whatever. Nobody's perfect. But you know what? If I did have a nice guitar and I knew what I was doing, then the song I would play is Won't Be Long by the Hives. Now, this is a great song. I heard it in a Sheets on the way home from my cousin's house for Christmas. And it's probably the coolest song I've ever heard on accident. It was released in 2007 on the album, the Black and White album. It's called Won't Be Long by the Hives. So that's just a jam. It's kind of cheesy. It's just classic rock. Early 2000s, mid 2000s. I don't know. 2000s rock song. It's I don't know. It's not bad. I like the line. He's talking about I won't stick around in this town. That's true. And he goes, 'cause I won't and I can't and I don't understand. You've become what you hate, or you hate what you've become. Now that's a cool line. Now there's other good songs by them. I also like Main Offender, and Tick Tick Boom is a classic. I think it was in Madden, and it was also in Friday the 13th, like the newest one when they were on the jet ski, or like skiing. What's the word? Water skiing, waterboarding. The Hives are cool. They're underrated. I think of like them like the Vaccines. If you remember the song Teenage Icon from the other day by the Vaccines. Yeah, so that's a cool song. That's my song of the day. Now the word of the day is the word innate. This is a pretty simple word. It's just an adjective. It just describes like natural. So she had an innate capability to draw. She had an innate capacity for organization. So just something like that. Just very simple. I have an innate obsession with music. I don't know. You know what I mean? Natural, basically. Now, you know what else is not natural? Being a psycho. Specifically, an American Psycho, which is the 2000 film starring Christian Bale, where you can watch for free on, what is this, Peacock? Yep, Peacock TV. I don't know why anyone would download that. Anyway, in New York in 1987, a handsome young urban professional, Patrick Bateman, lives a second life as a gruesome serial killer by night. The cast is filled by the detective, the fiancé, the mistress, the co-worker, and the secretary. This is a biting, wry comedy examining the elements that make a man a monster. Now that plot synopsis was a little lame, but it's more to it than just a murder. I mean, it's a very insightful look at this guy's psyche. He's a psycho, but it's just his 1980s classic New York where everyone thinks like, oh, if you're rich, you're an a-hole, and this guy's just. I mean, he says right in the movie, the one time his fiance Reese Witherspoon is like, "Why don't you ever take a day off work or whatever?" And he goes, "Because I want to fit in." And it's just about his obsession with fitting in, and that's he has this business card, and he thinks he has the best business card, and then Jared Leto goes, "I'm Paul Allen, and here's my business card," and he shows it to everyone, and they all think his is better. So then Christian Bale invites him over to his apartment, and then chops him up with an axe. Spoiler alert. So yeah, that was a good movie. I was just trying to think whether or not that was a rude spoiler or not. I mean, come on. You haven't seen the movie by now. I still recommend it, but that's just classic. I really like how it's Christian Bale and Jared Leto, because Christian Bale was the best Batman, Jared Leto was the worst Joker, and Christian Bale got to kill him with an axe. That was really cool. You have a dog. You got newspaper on the floor. Do you have a dog? No, I don't. Oh, that was great. So yeah, I found my wallet. When's the last time you guys lost your wallet? I rarely lose mine. I don't know how. I take it everywhere I go. So you'd think I'd leave it more because I've taken it every single place I go. If I left it on my desk all day, then I wouldn't make sense to lose it. But I take it everywhere I go. Now, we're wrapping up here to White Coffee episode. I'm thinking about bringing up a new series. What does anyone think about this? An interview series where I don't know if it would be. I think I would just keep it like White Coffee episode, like Tuesday episodes or interviews or something like that. Would that be fun? And I would just do interviews with people from work or just any random people ever. Maybe I'll find some celebrities that would do the podcast and I'll Venmo them some money or something. And I'll get a crowd here. That would be fun, huh? I think I would do it on Tuesdays though, because Tuesdays get less views than Thursdays. I think it's because Tuesday episodes come out, and then Tuesday's episodes come out, right? And then 2 days later, the Thursday episode comes out. So instead of trying to advertise for the Tuesday episode, YouTube goes, "Oh, it's the newest episode just came out Thursday," so they advertise that one instead. And there's like 5 days in between the Thursday. Yeah, the Thursday episode is out for like 5 days before our next one comes out. So there's 5 days of YouTube being able to try to show it off. Whereas the Tuesday episode only has 2 days of being shown off. That's why right now, Thursday's episode from last week is 176 views, and Tuesday's episode from this week is 104 views. And it goes like that back and forth pretty often, where Thursday episodes have more views. But that's okay. That's okay with me. What is this comment? Is this the, what about the guy? Oh, never mind. Sorry. I'm a little, I'm paying attention to the YouTube dashboard here, going back and trying to figure some stuff out, see the average view duration of these episodes, which is not incredibly long, but that's all right. I try to keep you interested. Hopefully, I tricked you into being interested again today by telling you a very long story about my wallet. You know what I mean? So anyway, would you like an update to the White Coffee format, or should I just make it a whole entire new episode in general, or should I make it a new series? Of course, it would be on this channel, but I could make it on like Saturdays now and call it Hardly Working or something like that. And it wouldn't be another. I don't want to do another podcast. You know what I mean? Not that I don't like it, but I don't want to have two separate podcasts on this channel when they're both me. When it's basically going to be the same podcast. Why would I give it a different name? So, I don't know, any other creative input. Tell me anything at all you'd like to see, whether it's an episode of White Coffee recommendation or a series recommendation that you think would be interesting. I have a green screen and like a background I was ready to do like a 10-minute sit-down talks where one episode I would just talk about like, I don't know, all my main points, but nothing repeated from podcast. I guess it would be good to do like, oh, this is my favorite record. Here's why, blah blah blah. Here's my guitar. Here's me playing it. Here's why I like it so much. I don't know. What would you like to see if I did videos? I guess is what I'm asking. I'll do anything, or I'm open to anything at least. I don't know if I'll do everything, but I certainly wouldn't turn away any idea. No, I'll read every idea. That's what I meant to say. Okay? So tell me any idea you have. I'm sorry that I'm repeating myself. I'm an idiot. It's 30 minutes in. I'm about an hour into trying to record this episode. It's 2:25 in the morning. Please get to bed and please have a great weekend. I'll see you on episode 27 of White Coffee.